dumpster lady, commie cows, hat, plastic bags.
Just a quick question before we get going. Okay. Did you guys know that you can shave your ball sack with a butcher knife?
I mean, you can do anything, but
with a butcher knife.
Should you?
Yeah. I just want you guys to know you can do it.
Did you do it?
Welcome to episode 88, everybody. Good to be back.
Did you do that on...
I didn't think you were going to ask that.
How do you not ask that?
I'll just, like some guys gotta keep a secret.
Let me see your balls.
Okay.
Whip them out.
Listen, I'm not going to tell you if I did or not, but you can touch these balls. Yeah. You tell me if I did that.
You tell me.
You tell me if I got up in the morning and shaved my nuts with a fucking butcher knife that was in the hotel room.
Oh, I don't want a butcher knife anywhere near, in the vicinity.
Anything for a laugh. Am I right?
I guess.
We're going to talk about our vacations here in just a second. Thanks to everyone who has signed up on Patreon. That's how you get the bonus content. And on top of the bonus content, we do have exclusive merch. And we know it's only available to people that are part of the gaggle on Patreon, patreon.com/CanYouDon'tPodcast. You'll also find a link in the episode description. But I want to just show this because I love just the concept of it. And right now I'm typing in the password, so no one look at my computer. Little honk squad.
Yeah.
Look at the honk squad. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And if you get in there close, look at the little honk.
Get a little honk.
Get a little honk. And we got all the colors. Yeah. We got black, blue, purple, yellow. So anything. And you also get merch discounts if you're a part of Patreon. So I'm just giving you extra reasons to sign up. And I just wanted to give a big old thank you to everyone that has done that so far because it's a huge way to support the show.
You know what'd be cool is seeing a big group. They all have different colors. Mm-hmm. It's like a rainbow of honk squad.
Rainbow of honkies?
Mm-hmm.
Or whatever.
Honky rainbow.
Honky rainbow.
There's another shirt.
Is that a redneck gangbang?
Yeah,
fucking honky
Come
rainbow.
On down the honky rainbow.
And then we have additional content on the end of every episode. If you do subscribe on Patreon, we have lap time on the show today.
Boo.
Communist Uncle Zach, what are we talking about?
We're talking about communism through cows.
Cow communism?
Through cows.
We're going to explain economics and government through the two cow system.
I just pictured like showing up to a farm and using a cow as like a ventriloquist puppet. And you're like, all the kids are sitting there on like makeshift wooden benches. And this farmer walks up and just shoves his hand through a cow's ass.
This here's the invisible hand.
And he's making the cow talk. Communism.
Whoa! That's a horse.
Yeah. It's a bad move.
Move on over, kids.
Yeah. Move on over. Time to talk about communism.
So it's going to be cringy as fuck.
No, it's going to be great. Yeah. I just have to. Communist Uncle Zach is the new favorite
Son
nickname.
Of a bitch!
He's milking this lap time today. I tell you.
Hey. So yeah, vacation. You were in Mexico. I was in Hawaii. How was Mexico?
It was muy bien.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
I remember about a year ago, you were, I think that's kind of where all the Rosetta Stone thing, maybe it was a year before that, but you were learning Spanish.
Yeah.
And we were like, maybe you should learn English before you start diving off into other languages.
Yeah.
Like,
well, English is...
I'm not good at this one. I'm going to head over to Spanish.
So all the comments that I've made about how ridiculous English is.
Yeah.
I have a friend in Mexico that's learning English. Mm-hmm. And we've been chatting, and he's been telling me how confusing some things are. Because in Mexico, and like in Spanish, when they say something, you can just say one phrase, and it means all this shit. With us, it's like have and has and had, and he's like, he's in school learning the difference between all of those. So I'm like going, he has, I have, he has had, I have had. And he's like, his brain exploded. So
so he quit. He just went back.
Yeah.
He's never leaving the country.
Oh.
So Mexico stuff. Highlight. I saw the kids in the water doing some body surfing.
No, man. It's just like, it's 2 weeks of just like this routine where you get up and get up and drink some coffee and sit by the pool. And after a while, I kind of, when I got back, people were like, how's Mexico? I was like, it's good. I was ready to come home. And I'm like, yeah, I mean, how many times can you just go sit at the pool or like go to the beach? I'm like, I realize how that sounds.
No,
I do realize that.
I get it because our vacation in Hawaii was split up to 2 different islands. We went to Maui first, just Cassie and I. And then after that was over, we flew over to Honolulu. So we skipped around. But when we were in Maui, we stayed at this resort and we only lasted about 3 days. And we were like, how off can we just get up and go sit down by the pool? So we just said fuck it and rented a car and started driving around the island.
Yeah,
we just got sick of the resort stuff. How many times can we not pay to see a luau but still see the luau from the bedroom window? And the answer's 3.
Yeah, I have an answer for you.
The luau guy caught himself on fire one night. I have so many stories.
I have a quick one.
Yeah,
I think it's really funny. I don't know if you'll think it's as funny, but we had this fiesta. It's called the Fiesta on the Beach.
That means party on the beach.
Yeah, en la playa.
Oh,
so it's this big dinner, and there's all you can eat. You pay a fee, and then it's all you can eat food and all you can drink and stuff. And so we're having drinks or we're having food, all this stuff, and there's these waiters coming by and they're giving us lots of stuff. And my wife Amber's like, oh man, she's like, these people are doing a really good job. Like I want to tip them more, but she's like, I didn't bring that much cash. Should I go back to the hotel? And I was like, yeah, I mean, if you find a little time or gap or whatever, if you want to. And she was just sitting here like, I feel like I should go back. They're doing a really good job. So she's contemplating this the whole time. Should I go back? Should I go back? Should I go get more money? I want to be able to pay this guy, this guy, this guy, this guy.
I just want to give everybody my money.
I know that was her thoughts. And we're like, yeah, well, we'll figure it out. And then at a random point, this dude walks up with balloons. And he doesn't even say anything. He just walks up and goes, all the sounds.
It hits you in the face.
It's like, what the fuck is this guy doing? And he like makes this huge crown thing and he like sticks it on our oldest's head.
Yeah.
Mouse. And then we're like, oh, that's cool. And he's like, he does another one and he puts it on our youngest's head. And then my niece's head. So, and then he's like, puts one on Amber's head. I'm like, oh God, he's going to give us all thing. And so then he does, he wraps it, puts on my head. And then he's staring at us and we're like, thank you. And he's like, and he says, I only work for tips. And we're like, oh, okay. So Amber,
no, thank you.
Amber was like,
you just rip them off everyone's heads and pop them?
No, go give them to somebody else.
You just pop them?
She goes, oh, okay. So she gives, the money that she was trying to figure out if she should get more and like disperse among all these waiters and all this kind of stuff. She ends up giving all of it to the balloon guy. And then he's like, just walks off.
It's so funny.
We spent an hour deciding whether she should walk back to the hotel, get all the, like, who should I give the money to, all this. And then the balloon guy walks up and just doesn't even say, do you want a balloon?
He just heard money and just walks over and goes,
but he made 5 different things.
They weren't even balloons, they were condoms. It was an experience he had.
Yeah, right.
It was an opportunity.
That's a wet balloon.
Yeah, it was.
Excuse me, sir. Did you just put a long wet balloon on my son's head?
But she goes, that was all the tip money.
We have to go
I was
home.
like, oh my God, are you kidding me? You stewed over this for an hour, and then you gave it all the way to a guy that was here for 60 seconds.
You let balloon guy take it from you?
He walked up and took all the waiter's tip money.
Oh man,
just by going. Whatever the sound of fucking balloon. Squeak, squeak, squeak. And then we wore him back to the thing, and they just stayed at the hotel. We left him.
It's kind of like a.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Thank you. Oh, that's so
anyway,
funny. It's the same equivalent of the guy that just starts washing your windows at a red light. And you're like, no, I don't want it.
Yeah.
I just went through the car wash. He's like, $5.
Yeah.
You're like, I didn't want you to do it. I'm not going to give you money.
Dude, every time we're in Vegas or something, I walk by and this guy's like, hey, do you like hip hop? I'm like, I mean, yeah, I listen to some. He's like, oh, sweet, bro. He calls you, like all of his boys surround you. And he's like, dude, and we're like, we're donating money. I'm like, and then I feel, now you're donating? No, you just wanted me to hear your songs. Dude.
He's like, hey, I got a quick question. You're like, yeah? He's like beatboxing? He goes, I mean, you're like as much as the next guy.
Yeah.
He goes, cool. he just puts his hand out. And like, God damn it!
And then he's done. He's like, "What'd you think of that?"
What'd you think of that?
That's pretty good.
You guys worth $5?
At least give me a mixtape.
Balloon guy's like, I only work for tips. You just take your, you squeak your hat off and put it on his head. And then rub it. Squeak.
Dude, the
There
one that
you
he
go.
gave me was like, it was like a longhorn bull. You know, it was, so it stuck out 3 feet to either side of my head. So
I'm just hitting
I'm
everybody.
walking to get another thing of food at the buffet, and I'm walking through tables, and my horns are just like, I had to turn my head. I'm like, excuse me.
Look like
excuse
Bullwinkle.
me. Walking through a crowd of people with my head turned sideways.
Just hitting people's forks and shit. Squeak. rubbing on their fork. And then bling, bounces back. Oh man,
Worst $40 ever.
that is really funny,
Dude, it's crazy how much money you can spend on vacation on stupid shit. Especially when I was
Man. I
what?
was gonna say Hawaii's so expensive.
When I was in Hawaii, we stayed in the North Shore, so there wasn't a lot of tourism up there. But Mexico, it's just all tourism. So wherever you go, someone's trying to sell you
balloon
something
hat.
all the time. It's so crazy, dude.
And just a quick story, just bouncing back to getting tired of the resort, right? We did everything we could in this resort, beyond 3 times. Like, it was just, we were having a blast. And then we decided to call it quits and leave and go drive around the island, which was so much fun. If you've been in Maui, I'm sure there's listeners that have. We drove everywhere. Like, there's the road to Hana, and it's just a sketchy ass road, right? And then you keep going because they have like road closed signs, but they're not really closed. And we knew that. So we kept going, and it just gets sketchier and sketchier until you go all the way around the island and loop back around. By the way, we went through Lahaina. That is so sad. But just so in case you guys, some people out there like, it's not real. No, it's real, and it's really sad. But anyway, we drove around the other way. In that road, you wish you were on the road to Hana. Like, it was so bad. It was crazy. Scary. Like, it had to be like 6 feet wide. Your car barely, and there's a 300-foot cliff off to the side. It was, anyway. So we got sick of the resort. We did everything. We went to go drive around. And then the second night of driving around, we started looking up places to go and eat. And Cassie found a spot. We were looking for sushi. This place has great reviews. I actually had a friend tell us about it. So I want to go check it out. And I was like, okay, great. So we got all ready and got in the car. And we're driving across the island. It's like, 35 minutes to get across, the shortcut path through. And we're driving, and we start driving. And I was like, this looks pretty familiar. And I'm not saying it out loud. I was like, this looks familiar. And we're driving. And then we pull on this road, and I turn to Cassie. I was like, is this restaurant like right next to where we just were? She goes, I don't think so. And the directions took us back to the resort that we were staying in.
How long were you driving?
Like 35 minutes. I just went to the same place that we've been at that we got sick of and left.
No escape.
And just pull up. She goes, I'm so sorry. And I'm laughing. I'm like, this is so funny. Because, luckily it was one of the restaurants we didn't eat at in the resort. We ate at the other ones, but didn't go to this particular one. So it was still a new experience. But while we're eating, guess what we got to watch? The Luau. That we've already seen 3 times.
It's like, Siri, do you have any new ideas for me?
And the whole time she's
No.
just like, I'm so sorry. And I'm like, this is funny. I can't wait to talk about it on the show.
Yeah. That's what's so funny about having like this as a career. It's anytime something happens, you're like, oh, this sucks, but
not that bad.
Yeah.
Because I'm going to get to talk about it. And I have quite a few from this trip that I'll be able to pull into the shows as we move forward.
Nice.
All right, let's get things going.
Okay.
Let's just shut up about being on vacation and start the show. Sound good? All right. Zach!
Hey, shut up. Start the show already.
It is so hot in here today. Anyway, so sweaty. The studio,
It's because your kids were stripping. Maybe that's why.
I know all the kids are here, so we couldn't just crank the cold to get the studio because they gotta barely be alive and comfortable.
That was wild. I didn't see those kids in months.
I know, it's
and
been
they
a
were
long
all here and excited.
I know, pretty fun.
They were actually stripping.
I know,
Not
it's
stripping,
hard
but-
to explain.
Yeah, you had to be here.
How do you explain
To
that
the-
situation?
To the Beverly Hills Cop theme song, yeah.
Yeah, it was.
This was sent in by our daughter Debbie,
Okay.
and it says,
Debs.
Debs says, would you rather have a horizontal butt crack or a vertical mouth? That's so funny. Horizontal butt. I understand that it's like some people have butts big enough that when they walk down the stairs, like they clap. But if it's horizontal, it's clapping no matter what.
Right.
It's just gonna go.
Yeah, all the time. It'd be like fucking Pac-Man.
Yeah, it's Pac-Man ass. Pack that ass. You know what I mean?
That ass.
Or like, what was that? I picture like, I don't know, with that hamburger mascot from McDonald's back in the day.
Oh yeah.
Like just whatever his name was.
Hamburger.
No, Hamburger was the one that stole it.
Yeah.
He was the stealer guy, but they had like just a fucking hamburger.
Yeah.
Remember?
Yeah, I do.
The cop? The hamburger cop?
Was he
he a
purple?
cop? No, that was Grimace.
Mayor
No.
McCheese?
Yeah, Mayor McCheese. I like that. Mayor, yeah. But a horizontal butt crack, it seems like a messy situation because you're giving your poop a shelf.
My poop shelf is dirty.
That's true. It could.
Babe, please go back to the bathroom and wash your poop shelf. It's getting all over the bed. Sorry.
God, that would change a lot of things.
Wouldn't it though? I mean, but you're sitting down, so I mean, butt's open. I'm doing like the origami thing.
No.
Remember that?
Pick four.
Pick four.
Blue.
4. Open it up like you have AIDS. Those old like little fortune teller origami things.
Yeah.
So that kind of thing, but your butt. So it's opening this way. How big of a difference is it than opening that way? Besides just making.
Would you get more or less hemorrhoids?
I think it's all coming out the same chute. But it just seems bad, right? Your pants, the split in your pants is going to be a problem because it like pants just as they are made to be tailored and they go up your ass crack. So what kind of pants are you looking at?
It'd be a lot of flat asses in pants,
You think it
probably.
should get squished in?
Yeah.
God.
Well, the whole idea of a butt crack is because we have two legs, right?
Yeah.
Like a dog doesn't have a butt crack. It has a butthole, but it doesn't have a crack.
I know. I think if we just never stood up,
Yeah.
I think it'd be kind of the same
Right.
look.
But we do stand up.
Yeah, we got some fucking hams on us.
Yeah, we
as
do.
the human race.
Dude, there was some hams on the beach.
Fucking sandy hams, am I right?
What's funny is that my first thought didn't necessarily go to the butt. It went to the mouth. And I visualized like kissing or like
Yeah.
going down on a lady.
Well, if you go down on a lady, at least it's the same symmetry,
That's what I'm thinking.
which is
It's
cool.
like
Orientation.
it's not like a perpendicular thing. It's like it's parallel. So it's almost like it's like a docking of the spaceship.
The docking of two clams,
Yeah.
which sounds like a documentary,
Right.
like some Sundance film. The docking of two clams. But like, does your tongue go this way too? And your teeth? Like all of it, right, is this way.
Right. Oh yeah. I guess everything would be.
Imagine being in a position of power, right? Like being a boss or a world leader, but your mouth is fucking vertical, hitting the table, and you're like, blah, 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 blah. And everyone's just like, oh my God. I know what he's saying is important, but his mouth is not the right way.
You just look like a Venus flytrap or something, like
Yeah.
a vertical Venus flytrap.
Just something, just something you can't take seriously, right?
Yeah,
It's too different.
If you're the only one and you're rolling up to a microphone to speak to everyone and your mouth is going like that,
going this way instead of
that's
up and down,
so fucking weird.
it's so weird. What are some other drawbacks of having a horizontal butt crack? That's what I'm.
The poop shelf is a big one.
Yeah, right. I mean, farts would be the same. Pants, clothing would be an issue. Your ass always clapping.
Well, like you see like a G-string or a thong, how it goes up and it just accentuates but it would be like a sideways thong.
Yeah, it's not going up your ass crack.
You'd pull it up over your waist, but then it would have it'd be like an eye patch, right? Like
yeah. Or if you just had to wear
third eye patch?
a normal thong and it comes up the back and like almost look like overstuffed a bale of hay. It's just more Hawaiian rolls that are being loafed up.
Hawaiian rolls.
Like that little pack of rolls you can get. That's what it's going to do with your butt.
Oh yeah, right. Because it splits it. In four.
It divides it into quadrants. Yeah. You got four ass cheeks at that point.
I mean, that could be, if you're into butts, that could be. Sexy.
It seems kind of fun.
But like the bongos. Boom, boom, baka, boom,
Bum, ba-dum, bum. Like I don't already. Oh man, fucking love slapping ass. You know what I mean? As much as the next guy.
Oh, yeah.
But the vertical mouth, you can't. Like you could pretend it's always COVID and wear a mask and just hide your face. But
Imagine
the second
going
that
out into public like that.
You can't. There's no way. Everyone's just staring at you with your vertical ass mouth. What is it? Like goatee seriously looks like a hairy pussy. Like,
it would.
Your mouth is this way, and
it would.
I think I've already shared on the show, but way back in the day, like I will never forget it. But one of my brother's friends at the time, like, called my mouth a prison puss, and that was so funny. I was super young, and I was like, "That is a prison puss," because you get your mouth fucked in jail. But if you turn that sideways and you have facial hair you just have a pussy on your face.
You would.
There's no beating around the bush.
Oh, nice.
You get it.
Ah, yeah.
Woohoo.
Ah, yeah.
But that's exactly what it would look like. And your tongue, like you're rolling your R's and like it's going left to right instead of up and down.
Uh-huh.
just a whistle.
Well, imagine eating like a hamburger. You're holding a hamburger vertical.
You wouldn't have to turn a taco.
You wouldn't.
Wow.
Yeah, or like any food that you have to turn your head to get a bite, like a taco. That's about it.
And another taco.
That's about it. 3 tacos.
Like all these other foods, like 3 tacos in a row. Yeah, you'd never have to change your. That's okay. Well, now I'm back on.
That's in the pro.
That's worth
column.
A life of alienation. It's just being able to eat a taco without turning your head.
I mean, if you ever watch someone eat a taco, it is funny because it's like they go like this and then it's like falling out onto their plate. It's a whole fucking spectacle.
It's a mess. I'm picturing vertical mouth guy on like America's Got Talent, and there's so much talent around him.
He's just eating a taco,
and all he does is sit down each time and not turn his head, and he's going, and they're just like golden buzzer.
He doesn't spill anything.
Doesn't do anything. He just gets $1 million Vegas show. It's a 3-minute Vegas show.
He got a residency.
Yeah, there's 250,000 people in the stadium.
It's at the new Sphere.
Yeah, he just walks out and just doesn't turn a taco and just goes, and everyone just goes, "No way!
What
the fuck? Yeah!
What kind of David Copperfield shit is this?"
But just be able to keep on living a normal life. I guess I'm gonna see what happens to the horizontal butt crack.
Yeah,
I guess where we have to go with this.
I feel like that's the safe play. Otherwise,
just too much. I mean, I love tacos as much as the next guy.
Yeah,
I really do. Like I could probably eat tacos for a meal every single day,
dude,
including breakfast.
You know what's really crazy about it is like you could probably disguise your face. Like some people have small mouths,
trying to paint lips the wrong way.
Like imagine what's her name from Pretty Woman. Julia Roberts or like Cameron Diaz, like when they smile, they have like big mouths, you know, like you see their mouth. But if some people have tiny little mouths, so like you could get away with it until you start eating or talking. So you look like a normal person, and then your mouth opens like you go. Everybody smile for the picture. Everyone's like, and then your mouth goes.
She goes with teeth. Photographer's like, oh my god. Okay, everyone smile but you. Jesus. Fuck! You almost made me throw up.
I'll fix this in post.
You just crop it and then just rotate it.
Just rotate it.
Rotate his mouth. All right, let's move off to what are you thinking about? Because it's something that we've both been thinking about for a long time.
Okay.
But going back on vacation, it got resparked.
Yep.
Zach!
Hey.
Hey, what's up, babe?
What are you thinking about?
Nothing. Actually, you know what? I'm thinking about a lot of shit.
What are you thinking about?
All right.
What
the fuck is with like electrical cords?
Just okay.
You know
what the fuck's going on?
What's fuck with them?
What's the deal?
What's the deal
with the toothbrush?
Is there like I thought about? You're in a lot of predicaments where you think about things and you're like, God, that's kind of annoying. But so when we were at the hotel, in Mexico, I wanted to watch Desperado. It's one of my favorite movies.
Okay.
I fucking love it. And being in Mexico, it was sparking thoughts, and I was like, fuck, I got to watch it. I got to get it out of my system. So get my laptop out, HDMI, all that, plug it in, and I need power for my computer. So the way where the TV is, there are no other outlets except for the one behind it.
Perfect.
And it's a 2-prong, or it's a 2 thing.
2 outlet. Two stack?
Yeah, 2 stack.
Okay.
And so I'm like, okay, well, I got to use this. So there's behind there's for the TV, and there's another one for the lamp that's plugged in over here. So I'm like, I pull the thing back, unplug the lamp, and then I plug in my thing, and it kind of pops. I'm like, whoa,
Didn't like that.
Like that was weird.
No bueno.
I'm like, what's going on? And I look at the plug-in for the TV. Yeah, I mean, it has to be years of this table being pressed up again. The wire was opened up, and there were exposed electrical wire in this thing. And I was like, holy shit. Like, what the fuck is going on here? This is like a nice place, yet I'm going to get electrocuted or going to burn the place down.
Yeah.
And it in that moment, I was like, okay, what are we doing? Seriously, how come our houses, the bed that we have in our house, it's the only way that we can orientate the bed is in the way that it is because of windows and all this kind of stuff. And where the plugins are, our bed covers up 2 plugins. And so we have to keep it out just far enough, but we don't want to keep it too far to get the plugins. But I've broke the outlets.
Yep.
I've frayed wires because of the angle. So what I'm asking,
it's very simple,
is why can't they have them?
Yeah.
They have plugins that just come out the side so they've got a flat top, and then they come out the side. So it's not sticking straight out from the wall. Why can't why is my wife calling me?
Even just that. Oh yeah. And she's super sick.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, if she calls again, you can, if she's like, hey, I'm dying. You're like, I'll get to you when I'm done doing this show. No, but it's not even just, for me at least, like the flatness of what's going on. It's super annoying that they plug into these plugs and you have to have a 2-inch buffer in order to yank the cord down to make it run wherever you need it to go but whether it's behind a dresser or a nightstand or whatever the fuck it's behind. It's just nonsense. Like, on top of that, there's no other better way. Like, you can't have, a cord coming out of the wall, because that would work. Instead of having an outlet, have a cord come out that hangs down and you plug into the fucking cord. Like, it doesn't have to go directly into it. We have made these rules. Like, us as humans have done this. We've been like, this is what it is, and all of us are going to do this forever. And then you were talking about, in a text message, showing me like the flatness. And I was like, the flatness of this plug going in is twice as wide as my iPhone. So the battery and the screen and all the technology that goes into a goddamn phone, and you're saying we can't figure out, we're like, oh no, we can't squish it anymore. It's like, I think we probably could. It should be completely flat.
Yeah.
Like, it's just a patch, basically, with some prongs on it. And you just go, boop. And the cord itself, flat as fuck. Just push it into the wall, disappears. There's no reason.
Because then all
why
the
they can't be
tables,
flatter.
like every table.
Yeah.
I know everyone can relate to this some way where you can't put a table somewhere, or you can't put something somewhere because of where the plugins
Of a
are.
plug.
Yeah.
Which also, the word itself is a problem with me.
Yeah.
Plug.
Yeah.
Oh, plug.
What year is this?
What year? Can we change it? We're like, yeah, we can say outlet. Yeah, sure. But what am I putting into it? A plug. You're putting a plug in it. Dumb. Anyway.
You can plug a toilet.
Yeah, you sure could.
That shouldn't be associated with electricity.
No. But there's got to be a way to flatten this shit out. I'm with you.
There is a way. I have them at home.
I know, but I think they could even be flatter.
Oh, they could be flatter.
Or even not even exist.
So,
like, I mean, your watch charger with a magnet, your phone, your computer has a little magnet charger that snaps into it.
Yeah.
Why isn't there not a little magnet plate? And you just go and just throw it on there, and it goes boop and snaps into. Just
fucking great
fucking
idea.
Plugs. I know.
And I love the idea of like the MacBook ones with their magnetic, where that was, to me, that was fucking genius when they started doing that, because if you step on a cord,
trip it,
it doesn't fucking rip it out of the wall or bend the prongs or whatever. It just pops out.
Right.
So the technology is out there. Let's just fucking do this. I'm so sick of fuck. Like look at this.
What? Looking at it. I know.
Even this dongle that's plugged into this iPad, it sticks out how big's my dick? Like
2.5 inches.
2.5 inches.
Yeah.
Even that's way too far, and it's putting stress on the cord by having to bend like that.
It's big plug, bro.
Big plug.
My
big rubber in bed with big plug.
I have a what do you call it? Like a the pin for a computer. You know, you can plug it in. Whatever
drawing pad.
Yeah, a pad. And so the USB or the USB mini that charges it, it comes out and it has a little box and it drops straight down. So it's not sticking out. The technology is there. Why are we not doing it?
I know. And as we started talking about this, I looked at all the appliances around me. Those all come with the shitty plugs we've had since who knows how long. Like, just charge me $5 more and just put a flat one on there. So it doesn't get in the way of everything else.
I would happily spend a little bit more to not have to destroy or change cords and destroy the outlet behind our bed. The actual outlet cover is it's broke. I have to get a new one because every time the bed moves, it hits the charger and cracks the thing. I've
had to replace numerous. And this goes to USB shit too. Like, you have the USB plugging into some charging block, and so now you have 5 inches of shit. You have to scoot your couch away from the wall to plug a goddamn phone charger in. It's like, guys, we're so far past this.
We are.
Our ancestors can be like,
dude, they didn't figure that out yet.
Dude, these idiots. Like, they're gonna be flying by in a hovering car, scanning through our walls, laughing at us.
They're gonna be look at certain things like, oh, that's wow. That they figured that out earlier than we did. That's pretty cool. Cool. What are they using?
What?
They're still on those plugs though?
They moved their furniture to plug the phone in.
They have the Burj Khalifa in Dubai, but they still run power.
Like fucking peasants. It's sad. Anyway, so if you're out there and you're an electrician, you can explain to us why there's still this super shitty way, besides cost.
It has to be cost.
But
the technology exists.
Yeah, but the flat ones, in my experience, are just as the same amount as the fucking shitty ones, so it's just a design thing. It has to go back to tiny ketchup packets, man. They've just made so many of them, and right now they're just trying to get rid of them.
Yeah. They've made enough for 50 years.
Yeah, they just have silos full.
They haven't made any in 4 decades.
Yeah, they just have.
They were all made.
Amazon warehouses full of these fucking old plugs, and you're like, just keep putting them on the coffee makers. We're going to be swamped in these old shitty plugs unless we keep using them. All right, let's move off to some dick. Here's some funny stuff in here.
Okay.
And I'm going to shove it in your mouth. Hey, Zach!
Is it dumb? Is it interesting? Is it cool? Then it's dick.
This would fall in the interesting column of DIC. Just the situation itself, and then the chances of being saved by what they were saved by. Headline reads, "Saved by sauna boat. Helped save our lives." Okay?
That's a bad headline. What?
Well, it's in a different language, so I had to translate it to get to here. At the same time that the Tesla was on its way to the bottom of the God, a floating sauna came to the rescue.
What?
It's exactly what you think. And there are videos, if we can watch them. But the police in Oslo received a report at 15:39 that a car had driven into the water at Akanikashuraranda. It was reported that a car had driven into the water and there were people in it. Eventually, it was reported that the two who were in the car had managed to get ashore via a boat that had been on the scene, says operations manager Pajon Pedersen to VG. The two were rescued from the water by a sauna boat with the help of a skipper and 2 French sauna guests. Worst day of your life, right? I don't know. The article doesn't say. Like, they just went full throttle and just went flying into this goddamn lake, right? I didn't get from the article whether like it was a malfunction. We've talked about people that just drive into water for some fucking reason that no one really understands. Like, they followed a map and then the map was like, I don't know, keep going straight. And you're looking at the ocean, you're like, I don't know.
There must be a road.
Google Maps says go straight. So
it's like fucking Looney Tunes when he paints the
the arch,
the train,
arch. Yeah, you're like, I don't know. It looks like a fucking train tunnel.
And then a train comes through it and hits him.
I'm gonna go hit this at 100 miles an hour. But so you drive your Tesla into the lake. and you're like, oh my God, this is so bad. And then just choo-choo! You look over in a fucking sauna boat. It was like, what's up, guys? Is there anything better to be saved by than a sauna boat?
No, I didn't know those existed.
In that situation, you've seen the hot tub boats, right? You never seen a hot tub boat? You're gonna get
It's
a
a boat with a hot tub in it.
Will you let me tell the story?
Oh,
Okay, it's a boat with a hot tub in it.
sorry, I screwed that up.
Yeah, I didn't want you. God damn it, Brian. So yeah, it's a boat. It has a hot tub in it.
Can I just say something really quick?
Yeah.
Before you get into this.
Yeah.
Why do we do this? Like sinking Tesla. Why isn't it just sinking cars saved by floating sauna? Because it's
Tesla.
big. It's big gas.
Big gas with big rubber and
they're all in cahoots.
and big plug.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like every time a guy gets robbed or something, it's like white man robs black person
Right,
or
you're
something like
how
that. It's
about
like,
two people rob each other?
Yeah. You're just trying to start some shit.
Oh, it's just so funny. I was just thinking about like some giant murder scene, like someone, like it's a mass murder. It's like the killer who was a Tesla owner.
Mm-hmm.
You're like,
like that, if that has something to do with it.
You're like, what? Fucking big battery in here? Does big battery have something to do with this? Which is tying in unneeded details.
Yeah.
Who also drove a Ford Mustang. You're like, why? Just get that out of there. It had nothing to do with anything.
Yeah. I mean, let's talk about Ford Mustangs.
But I picture the sauna coming over and they got strict rules. So they're coming over to save the people. They're like, hey! And they're just like, they got a sauna boat. Everyone walks out. I mean, it's
in towels.
Foreign country, so they're probably just dicks out.
Yeah.
And they're just like, hey! And you're like, you wearing anything underneath that? Like, sorry. No, you have to, shower's required. And the shower's back on the dock. So
it's a whole process.
It's a whole thing.
Gotta follow.
Good luck with dying. And they just turn around and just get back in their sauna, their floating sauna.
No, they're anti-Tesla too. They're like, does that thing just fly or something? Can't you just fly out of the water?
Is that an electric car? Yeah. They're like, bummer. And just turn around and zip out of there.
Oh, should we be in the water? We might get electrocuted.
Yeah, just judging them, or you had to have a bathing suit, you had to cover up. You'd be like, by any chance you guys got a bathing suit with you? And they're standing on top of a sinking car. They're like, no. And they're like, oh, bummer, dude.
Well, all their clothes are floating away. And like, I had some. But
I had some. They're over there. We think you go get them? We would love to pick you up. But I mean, I only have one bathing suit. Like, I didn't bring a spare. So if you guys don't have one, can't pick you up.
So do they, like these floating saunas, is that like you sit in the sauna for a while and then you come out and jump in the water?
I'm sure it's just it's a fun thing.
I've never heard of a
Have you heard of a hot tub boat?
We gonna do this again? Can we just do
it's
this?
the same idea. That hot tub would be just fine on land. But it's pretty funny to have it in a boat.
Everything's cooler on the water, right?
So you just have
that's the whole reason to have a pontoon boat.
I think
barbecue on the water.
I think Lake Coeur d'Alene, I hope I might be making this up. I think there is a hot tub boat that sometimes you can spot fucking around. And it's like basically water level. But they're just sitting in the hot tub, just reaching back and driving their hot tub around the lake. Which is just funny.
They're sitting in like 100-degree water. They're like, if I reach out, that's cool. That's cool.
Ooh, that's cool. Good thing I'm not out there. Fire up the trolling motor. Just fucking fishing out of the hot tub.
Yeah, you got a fish finder and everything on there.
Yeah,
dude. Right below our hot tub, there's a whole school of fish.
A giant school of fish. Like, whew, good thing we're not out there. I know. I hate fish. Me too.
I mean, if you're gonna have a Lake Coeur d'Alene's probably one of the best places you could do that.
Dude, yeah, you're right. I mean, it's always just a little chilly. It's always a little chilly. Like you've seen the picnic table that people have turned into a boat. Like they're all sitting at a picnic table. What happened?
The fuck? Why am I wet?
Nice.
Something wet on me.
I've had $1 for every time I go. Yeah! Holy shit! Why am I wet? I don't know. You tell me.
I just camed.
You tell me. But yeah, they have a picnic table that someone turned into a boat. It's a bunch of bros sitting at a picnic table just ripping it 55 miles an hour.
Oh, and the opposite. There's a guy that lives on the South Hill here in Spokane. Beautiful.
Yeah.
It's a boat car.
Uh-huh.
He drives around. It's a friggin' boat.
I mean, going back to plugs, I mean, shouldn't all cars float?
They should, because then you wouldn't have this problem.
No.
Like you're like, oh fuck, where's water? No, dude, we're cool.
No, this is cool, dude. It's
You
fine.
just push a button and the tires they turn sideways and you just float.
I guess Sandy used to be able to fly out of there, but we're not holding our breath.
Yeah, we're not there yet.
Let's move off to this next piece of dick. Do you want to take a look at this this woman that was stuck in the trash
I want to.
type situation?
Yeah.
Go ahead and take a peek at that for us. Gosh dang, man. Just any situation, like the best possible thing that could come and save you. And if it involves water, a sauna boat floating up, you'd be like, this is sick. Like went from the worst day ever to be like, I guess I'm in a sauna now.
Well, if the water is really cold, you get to jump into a sauna. You know when they rescue you, they put a towel on you, and they're like, even if it's not cold, why do they... Can we talk about this for a second?
Sure.
You know when, in the movies, whenever someone's like, something bad happens, and then they show like ambulances and fire trucks and the police run around, and then they're like, they go over and talk to the person. Okay, what happened? They're always in a blanket. I wouldn't be cold. I'd be hot as shit.
I'd be pumped. You'd be like, get that fucking blanket off me. My
I don't need a
adrenaline's
blanket.
flying. Get the fuck
Kidding
out of
me?
here. It's the least I could do.
It's like-
it's poor decision.
I want things to happen near a sauna. Then you don't need a towel. You just hop in the sauna.
Like being super picky about what you're saved by is funny too. Like a helicopter's coming in, you're like, God damn, how old is this helicopter?
Yeah, dude, I don't
You get
like
in, the seats are like kind of ripped. You're like, I'm not getting in here.
You lay a towel down.
Yeah. You guys have a towel I can lay down? You're like, the seats are all ripped back here and there's no seatbelts. He's like, do you want to get in?
Dude, I just pulled you out of the middle of the ocean.
He goes, no, I'll wait for the next one. This thing's hideous.
That's such a...
And he's like, okay. Just fucking... He's flying off. He's like, he's flying off. He's like, God damn, I know this helicopter sucks. I told my wife I needed a new helicopter. Now I can't even save
it's
anybody.
Not a school bus. You're turning the wheel like a school bus.
You don't know what kind of helicopter this is.
Well, maybe it's a really old one.
Yeah, maybe they got in. He's like, are you steering this helicopter with the steering wheel?
Aren't they just like a lever? It's like this.
They're not what I just did. That's for sure. But
do you remember that helicopter show, Iron Eagle or something? Or was it not Iron Eagle?
Airwolf.
Yeah.
That's the reason not to get in. You're like, oh my God, thank you guys so much. I was about to die. And you're stepping in, you see a school bus steering wheel on the front. You're like, cannonball! You jump back out of the fucking... I'm like, I'm not getting in this thing. He's so upset. He's like, I can't even save anybody anymore. No one takes me seriously. Turns his helicopter around with a big old bus wheel.
One of my impressions that I love doing, like obscure impressions, is just a guy that drives like a city bus or a thing, and this is what they do.
Yeah.
If you're only listening, you can't see it, but you can visualize this. So they're always like they're talking to like the guy in the front row. He's like, yeah. And then I took the kid, and they do like this, this lean.
This huge lean.
Because the front of the bus is just going, it's just swinging around. Like when you're in a car, you feel every little turn. But in the front of a bus, it's like you're on the end of a thing.
You're sticking your neck out. Yeah, he's doing that.
You got the little crack in your butt, the window.
He's doing that number, and he goes, yeah. He goes, that's why I told her I wanted a divorce. And then pop the doors open. $1.25.
See you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow. No, that's why I told her. Figured to have crabs. You gotta tell somebody. He goes, just whipping the front of the bus around.
Because the front of the bus, it's coming in hot, dude.
I told her I can't even spell chlamydia. Fucking open the bus. Gonorrhea, hardly knew her. Just fucking flying around the no parking zone. Okay, all right, let's move on to this next story.
Okay.
Okay, lots of questions here.
Woman tossing trash falls into dumpster, survives getting compacted in garbage truck.
What?
This is, I think, in Manchester, New Hampshire.
Sure.
NH, probably. A woman fell into a dumpster while throwing out her garbage and was later rescued from a trash truck that had compacted the contents while she was inside, fire department officials said. Luckily, neighbors heard her screams, and the trash compartment was equipped with a camera. The driver spotted the woman stuck inside and called 911. By then, the driver had reportedly compacted the garbage up to 4 times.
He's like, quit screaming. This is the loudest trash I've ever smashed.
I'm just picturing Shredder,
Yeah.
dude, from Ninja Turtles. Remember that?
Mm-hmm.
Casey Jones walks up. He's like, "Oops!" Pulls the lever.
Be a bummer if someone did this.
Rescuers used a basket ladder to reach the top of the truck and lift her out. By then, she was standing, talking, yelling, but was not alert enough to answer questions.
Lady, are you okay?
You ever see a video of something chaos happen and it's just people screaming like that?
can't
Fucking
stand
hell?
it.
It's just some woman going,
I know. It's like, you know what's not helping the situation? You. Shut the fuck up.
yeah. You sound like the frickin' zoo monkeys that are just going,
Yeah. Yeah. Just like how out of touch are you with your emotions?
Yeah.
Where you just go, oh my God. Like people are fighting. It's like fucking do something.
yeah, other than scream.
Because scream, all you're doing is making this so much worse. Stop it. You were loud. But yeah, so it says the woman was taken to the hospital after Monday's misadventure. Her name was not released,
Oh,
probably
that's
because it's fucking embarrassing.
Yeah.
I have so many questions about this story. Like this dumpster location. First of all, how do you manage to get into the dumpster, but then you can't get out of the dumpster? What? Like, how out of shape do you have to be? To be in a dumpster and the dump truck is like beep, beep, and you're just like, well, guess I'm going in the dump truck. Like, get out of the fucking dumpster.
Do you know how terrifying that would be, being lifted up, knowing you're going to be dumped into a dump truck?
And then
or
once-
not, a garbage truck?
And then once you get put in, you're just like unable to get the fuck out. They're not like sucking the trash in. It's like the dump truck doesn't have like arms like hold all the trash down the second it gets in there. Get the fuck out of the dump truck.
And I'm assuming the only way to get in that you would do that is you're swinging over a giant heavy
Yes.
bag, and then the momentum flips you
Like
over
a
into with
cartoon.
it. Yeah.
But if you're strong enough to lift a bag heavy enough and whip it for the physics to throw you into the dumpster on the back end of a microwave you're throwing in.
Yeah.
Like,
Just do it again to get
then
out.
you're strong enough to get the fuck out.
Well, you should just flip the trash bag over again.
Yeah, just be like, well, I guess not throwing this away. I just would rather not be in this dumpster.
I will say this about a big trash though. Like, have you ever? I've never.
I'll
been,
say this about a big trash.
Yeah, I've never been in one, but I've seen it. Like the idea of walking around on an unstable ground that's giving away and like boxes and trash. If you're not in a decent shape, that would be pretty hard. And plus, she's probably going.
You just have to be in a shape. Like, if there's a bunch of
Have
trash
a
in there,
shape.
you just have to have a shape. Put your arms up and then grab the thing and then get yourself out.
Yeah, but you're making that look really easy. A former high school athlete, college.
You're telling me that when it comes down to it, if you're in a spot in your life
Yeah.
and you get into a dumpster and you can't get out of the dumpster, you got to reevaluate your life.
Sure, maybe she's sitting in the hospital reevaluating right now.
She's like, "Oh, man, that's the
I'm never
motivation
taking
she
the trash
needed
out
to.
again.
Yeah, it's either go ahead.
It's fight or flight or freeze, right? So she probably froze.
Yeah.
And that's also the other thing, the timing. Like, what was she throwing it away the second the dump truck was
She
backing
probably
up?
heard it. And she's like, oh, shit.
She ran out and panicked and just grabbed all of her trash and jumped in.
Dude,
She's like, the boss is gonna kill me if I don't throw this microwave away. And then she does the high jump in.
Yeah.
And she arches her back
Yeah.
over it, and then maybe she hurt her back.
She
and
did
then
the
she couldn't
Bruce
get
Jenner,
out.
just fucking yank.
But just the idea,
Carl Lewis
and then
didn't do
the
it.
other side, like they said that the dump, they have cameras in there, and so the dump truck guy, after compacting this woman 4 times, was finally like, "Oh shit, there's a person." In
And
here.
he's like, man, that sounds like a person. Whoa, what's going
He's
on,
like,
dude?
"Shit, dude, I didn't microdose, did I?" He goes, "I meant to just take a little bit of shrooms. Better pack this one more time." But then the scene where he's finally just like, "Oh shit, that is a person."
Oh, that person's in there.
And then she just stands up and can't fucking answer questions. And everyone's like, "Are you okay, ma'am?" She's like, "Oh, you okay?" Like she's mocking him.
Oh, am I okay?
Oh, because I'm in a dump truck. You're like, what?
What's next?
What's next? Shopping for dresses.
With a dick in my butt, getting sucked into a garbage truck.
Getting compacted 4 times with a dick in my butt. You're like, ma'am, just climb down the ladder. Ma'am, get in the bucket. We have a
Jump
bucket.
into the net, ma'am.
Get in the net. Jesus Christ. Oh, what's next? I'm jumping in a net. With a dick. But
love
just,
this guy.
I don't understand the physics of how this works.
In 32 years, I've never seen anything like this in my whole career. Battalion Chief Bob Bidet told some TV station.
The dump truck driver said as he compacted for the 5th time.
Yeah. Man, I just
Never
would have
seen
never
anything
anything like
this. I can't believe she's still alive.
So we haven't rescued her yet.
Yeah, well, I hope you don't, because she clearly deserves to go.
This is a woman that could probably
Go.
could probably do without her.
Probably do without her. Like, was the dumpster in a giant hole? And she fell into the hole, and then there's huge concrete barriers on each side, so she couldn't get out.
Well, how did she end up in there?
I don't
Joe?
know. I don't know how you get in the dumpster on accident. Because if you can get in it, any way I think about it, unless it was in a monster hole, like some sort of hamster tube situation where like there's a huge pit and you're like, whoop, and you slip on a banana peel and fall 30 feet into a dumpster. Then even then, the timing starts screaming immediately. I don't know. Maybe she fucked something. Something's not.
Maybe she fell. Maybe it was like an apartment complex. They had that trash
Little chute.
and she fell through the chute into the
And knocked her
trash.
head.
Yeah,
Yeah, and she passed out and then woke up when she got compacted for the 4th time.
I could that seems more likely
I think
than
they
her climbing into a trash can.
But that story, it wasn't mentioned in the story. She just got in a dumpster. That's what they said. She got into a dumpster.
Did she say she got in the dumpster?
Well, how fuck else did she get in the dumpster?
Maybe through the trash chute. Maybe someone threw her in there
Okay.
because she was screaming.
But that's a cooler story.
Yeah.
Yeah, they would have mentioned that.
Well, when did this story come out? Are we going to January 31st?
Yeah.
Maybe we'll learn some new stuff.
Learn some new things about the fucking dumpster lady.
Dumpster diving.
I don't get it. The physics of throwing yourself into a dumpster and not being able to get out just fucking kills me. Something's missing.
Oh yeah,
Something's missing.
Something.
She's like, just don't say my name. Like she wanted to get smushed.
Yeah.
I don't know, some fetish or something. You ready to learn about some
That
communism?
would suck if that's how you wanted to die. And then it took 4 times, you still weren't dead.
And you stood up and started yelling at everyone.
Like, fuck it! It's not working!
It's not working. It's not working. All right, it's communism time.
All right.
Zach.
Hey, little chitrons, why don't you come take a seat on Uncle Zacky's lap?
Gather around, boys and girls. It's lap time with Uncle Zach.
Sit on my lap, you little shits.
All right, Zach. You've been waiting for this day since you started working here.
Have I really?
Yeah.
Doesn't feel like it.
It doesn't?
No.
Oh. All right, let's talk about communism, buddy.
Let's talk about all
And
the
other
government
stuff.
forms. Yeah.
Other isms.
Well, we gave the monopoly of force to some random folks who really want to be in charge. So we get to deal with the consequences. Let's deal with it.
I think about what you say a lot.
Oh, shit.
Zach.
I'm sorry to hear that.
It's okay. And I do like fists in my butt. No, it was when you said we were working at another company and we were talking about police and all this kind of stuff. And then one thing you said was just like, there is something about wanting to be in charge of people.
That's it, man.
And I always think about that. It's like, you're like, I don't want to be in charge of people.
Well, think about
Like,
spending...
who wants to tell people what to do?
Or how about spending millions of dollars to get a job that pays a couple $100,000?
Yeah.
That goes against everything almost anybody does.
Yeah.
So it's a weird institution. It's almost like a religion. But so with that in mind, this is a weird experiment government. We've been doing it for a long time. But here's the world's governmental and economic ideologies explained poorly by me, Uncle Cringebag, using...
No, communist, Zach.
Communist Cringebag, using cows.
Using cows.
Yeah, my grandpa and my father would talk about this with the cows, so I'm sharing it with you guys.
Okay.
And hopefully it's useful. So we'll start with some of the basics. Feudalism. Cows and crowns and kings. So in feudalism, you, a peasant, peon, pauper cunt, have 2 cows. Your lord, who likely smells better than you and is wearing a funny hat, periodically has one of his men come and take some of the milk your 2 cows produce. That is your life. That is feudalism.
Okay.
Okay. So you also might be called to fight a dragon or some shit. Over time, people got more sophisticated with government. So on to socialism. There are lots of flavors of socialism, but it can be probably best described as state capitalism, where the government owns the means of production in various or all sectors and centrally plans at least a portion, if not all, of the economy. But according to the cows, you have two cows. Well, not really. The government takes your cows and puts them in a barn with everyone else's cows. They're still your cows in a collective sense, but they aren't really your cows. You are allowed to name them, but it's frowned upon. You and your cow bros spend your time taking care of all the collective cows, and then the government gives you a glass of milk when it's deemed appropriate for the greater good. So that's socialism in a nutshell, kind of.
Yeah.
But there's lots of different flavors of it.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's do fascism. And go ahead and come on in anytime. It's weird to read a blog to you guys.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's do fascism. It's another century.
Sorry, I was just listening. Sorry.
We'll do a waka waka or something.
Waka waka waka.
Now, so fascism, another centrally planned system, but instead of government controlling the means of production, they allow for some private ownership, but generally under the dictator's strict controls and in the hands of a chosen few. So it tends to be nationalistic and or ethnic or racially motivated, obviously. It's not good. But to the cows, you have two fascist cows. The government, which all have matching armbands, belts, and shoes, come to your farm and forcibly take both cows. Then they hire you to take care of them and sell you the milk like cunts. Nobody's allowed to talk about how the milk sucks and everyone is sad.
Is that China?
No, that's
Nazis.
That's Italy, Nazi Germany.
Okay.
There's a few other countries that have decided to go down that movement. All right, now let's do pure communism.
Nice.
All right, and there's lots of flavors of communism too, but pure communism has...
What's your favorite kind?
I like reading about it, but I don't like any of it.
Okay, that's exactly what a commie would say.
Yeah. So the Marx and Engels version that started all of it advocates for the means of production to be in the hands of a collective or workers. So the workers of the world unite, right? Mm-hmm. It's another centrally planned system and has the motto, from each according to their ability to each according to their needs. So it's about equity, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
And just a note, communism has evolved a fuckload since Marx and Engels, and a lot of people have gotten a hold of these ideas and turned them into many, many other things. But to the cows, there are two commie cows, but you share them with your neighbors. They are our cows. You and your neighbors bicker about who has the most ability and who has the most need. Meanwhile, no one works, no one gets any milk, and the majority of cows drop dead of starvation. So there's another version of communism, the Russian communism.
Yeah, I was going to say.
It's fair to say that Lenin and Stalin took the ideas of Marx and Engels and gave Russians a unique taste of hell on earth for several decades. But what do the cows say? You have two cows in the peak of Russian communism. You still have to take care of them, but the government takes all of the milk. You steal back as much milk as you can and you sell it on the black market. Also, you get thrown in the gulags for writing about milk. Then comes the Russian perestroika, the reformation of the Communist Party in the mid-'80s under Mikhail Gorbachev. So you have two cows. Mm-hmm. You still have to take care of them, but now the mafia takes all the milk.
See the guy with the thing in his face?
He is.
Yeah.
That's the guy.
Yeah, so the mafia's got your milk. You steal back as much milk as you can, but now you sell it on the free market instead of the black market, and now you probably have the mafia after you. Mm-hmm. And you invest in Adidas tracksuits. So Russian communism, all phases of Russian communism.
You eat salted meats.
Yeah, dude. And some vodka. All of communism in Russia was pretty fucked. Even with its mixture of capitalism, it was a nightmare. But places like Cambodia, it was really, really fucked. In Cambodian communism, during the Khmer Rouge, you have two cows, the government takes them, and then they shoot you. And that's it.
That's my favorite kind.
It's not ideal. When you call me a commie, I think of that, and I'm like, I don't like that.
I mean, unless you're the one with a bunch of cows.
Right.
Then that's pretty cool.
Commie cows are pretty nice.
Yeah.
All right, enough commie cows. What about democratic cows? In a pure democracy, the best analogy I've heard is that democracy I can't speak. At its essence is two wolves and a sheep voting on what's for dinner. But in a pure democracy, according to cows, you have two cows and your neighbor decides who gets the milk. So it's the 51% tell the 49% how it's going to be. Mm-hmm. So the ancient Greeks realized that kind of system just became the tyranny of the majority over the minority, or mob rules. So they souped it up and they gave us representative democracy. So what's that? In a representative democracy, you have two cows, and your neighbors get to pick someone who tells you to get the milk, how much milk you get. Still the same problem, but now with additional problems. The assholes in charge probably wanted to be in charge.
Why do these all sound terrible?
They're all terrible. It's a dumb religion that we're all kind of stuck in. It's like letting Pandora out of her box. Mm-hmm. And the only way to put Pandora back in is fucking armed revolution. So good luck with that. But and that doesn't work good either.
Yeah. But, right, like, so just, this is my ignorant brain talking, but aren't we always just kind of trying to choose the less bad out of everything? Because if we don't do any of these things, then there's just pure chaos. There's got to be some sort of...
Yeah, but what we did is we said everybody's crazy and can't be trusted. So let's take some of those people that are crazy and can't be trusted and put them in charge and trust them. You know, it's like, so it's really a stupid idea, but we've been doing it so long. Just like religion, the reason we talk about all these things is because it's old. We've been doing it well before, recorded history, basically. But all right.
But I'm not speaking this because I support it, but like if we didn't have some sort of structure, like
hierarchy is like, and rules are like natural to humans. If you play D&D, you're going to make rules and everybody's going to follow them or you're going to be a dick. So, I mean,
even in tribal, like ancient tribal that still exists, there's still
any group of anything.
You still have some sort of...
There's all sorts of flavors. And really, if you look at history, there's some anarchic societies and stuff that just don't use coercion to have a structure. But that's a conversation that's long and for another time probably, right? So if we want to talk about anarchy systems, all right, but how about bureaucracy? A government is run by a bunch of unelected officials with a lot of meaningless departments, rules, and regulations. It's like the waste of government is bureaucracy. The poo. So to the bureaucratic cows. So you probably have somewhere near 2 cows, probably 1.83 cows on paper. At first, the government wants to regulate what you can feed them and then when you can milk them. Then it pays you not to milk them. Then it takes both cows, shoots one, milks the other one, and pours the milk down their drain. Then it requires you to fill out forms accounting for the missing cows. That's bureaucracy, and almost every government has that.
Sounds good.
All right, on to capitalism, you pig dogs.
This is it.
Yeah, we're almost done. So there's a couple ways of explaining capitalism. The idea of capitalism is that the means of production stay in the hands of private citizens and groups, right? People get into mutually beneficial agreements for their own rational self-interest by way of trading goods and services and their labor. In the laissez-faire version, the free enterprise system, the idea is that consumers have the most power to regulate what goods and services are made or offered based on voting with their dollars. So it's the most powerful thing in theory. Supply and demand is an important factor for regulating prices and wages, and government has limited roles in pure capitalistic economies, which we've never seen. All right, to the cows. We have a couple versions. In Adam Smith's basic version of capitalism, you have 2 cows, you sell one, and buy a bull. And your herd multiplies, and then you sell them off and retire.
Because they had sex.
Yes. Sex makes more cows.
Yeah!
Sex is more cows.
Yeah.
All right, for many capitalists, it isn't that. It's more like you don't have any cows, and the banks won't lend you any money to buy cows because you don't have any cows as cow-lateral. I shouldn't have said that. All right.
That's okay.
Current American capitalism is often described as corporate capitalism, crony capitalism, or Richie Rich cunt capitalism. And it looks like this. This might be weird. You have 2 cows. You sell one and buy a bull. You take out a huge loan on the cow and ignore both the cow and the bull from that point on. You lobby the government to guarantee to buy the cow, even if it dies, and then you try and milk the bull and blame the lack of production on left-handed people. You also wonder why the milk tastes bad.
I think it tastes good.
Semen. Yeah, it's a kingpin reference.
I drink it. It is, yeah.
All right, another version.
We don't have a cow. We have a bull.
It's me. I got a bull, though. Another version would be you have 2 cows, you rent a bull and build a herd of cows. You pump those cows with shit to make each cow produce the milk of 4 cows. You buy out the bull rental ranch and marry the rancher's daughter, who you knew beforehand is your third cousin twice removed. Doesn't matter. You inherit that fortune and merge it into your now industry-leading cow empire. You expand it into selling bovine manure to heat hospitals, bull's testicles for stew to feed the army, and cow eyeballs by the bagful to children and market them as toys. With your success, you make enough money to lobby the government to make leather clothing mandatory in all public schools and have strawberry chocolate milk be the official drink of the Olympics. You're living the dream. You're a cow tycoon, right? All right, blah, blah, blah. There's a lot more of these, but here's the last one for today. It's about anarchy. So you have 2 cows, and you got 2 options here. Either you sell the milk at a fair price on the market.
Or you fuck them.
Or your neighbors are part of a Mad Max post-apocalyptic road warrior gang and are constantly trying to take your cows and murder your family.
Yeah.
So anyway, there's lots of 2 cows ways to understand the world. I hope this helped at least one of you guys out there.
Yeah, that's funny.
Yeah. So 2 cows. Did you learn anything?
I did. That was funny.
What kind of cow system would you prefer?
Well, I'm in the second to last, the modern America cow system.
You're in crony capitalism. How's it going?
That's where we are.
How does it feel?
I think it's we're young and we're still figuring it out.
Well, if you look at it like an experiment,
like as a country, we're young.
Yeah, for sure. But democracy is thousands of years old. The Greeks invented it. if we're looking at it like an experiment, if this is science, and we're doing the scientific method, we've tried government thousands of ways. And every single time, even in the United States was meant to be the smallest government with the representative republic. And that turned into a bloated bureaucracy, one of the largest governments. We imprisoned some of the most people on earth, all that stuff. So it's like, if we run the experiment, how are we doing overall?
I think we're not great. It just seems like it's turning into something that's already happened.
But if you compare, you have to compare it to something.
It's going to repeat itself.
You have to compare it to something, though, right? Like, would you rather have our society here in America versus like the China?
Compare to what is a smart thing to do, but we're still doing the coercion. Like, it's force. It's a monopoly of force is what government is. And because we've just decided that there's no other option, that's what we're stuck in. And that means that we're going to have corruption. That means we're going to have people that want to be in charge. And do you guys want to be in charge of anybody's lives? Tell them what to do? Most people don't want to do that.
No.
So if you feel like you're called to government, I mean, some people are obviously awesome in government and have their heart in the right place. But if you're called to it, I mean, that's kind of like a hall monitor being like, I should be the hall monitor. I'm the one that should be the hall monitor.
You know what? I want 2 halls. I can monitor 2 halls. Give me another hall.
Yeah. Well, there's a deep conversation. There's a lot of really interesting intellectual conversations about this. I mean, even J.R.R. Tolkien was like an anti-government in this sense, where it's like we can do better than coercion and putting people in charge that want to be in charge.
And lobbying.
Yeah, dude.
That's a cool trick.
Yeah, when the government has something for sale, it's like
it's not a good sign.
They're going to be corrupt.
Isn't it kind of dependent on your status in the society, though? Too, like I have to stretch to find something to complain about. Where there are people that have real things to complain about, that have real uphill battles every single day. Their view of all that you just said is way different than what mine would be. Because I feel like right now I'm in our society. I've figured out a way to build a little niche where I'm not dependent on, and I don't get affected a lot, but that's just my perspective, though.
And the system we're in promotes don't be a part of the system. In a way, it's like if you don't want to play this game, you have a way to avoid it and just go through your life and somewhat not be a part of the game. Like play the game, but don't have to worry about a lot of this shit. And they're counting on you to just shut the fuck up.
Well, you know what?
Get out of our way. Yeah. And it promotes that. Our government promotes that. It's like, just don't. Hey, you know what? Just don't worry about it. Like, you're going to be fine. You're going to be comfortable. Just shut the fuck up. Like, it really does promote that.
But
just be quiet.
We also,
because it's better than communism. It's not like they're not in China. It's like you have it pretty good, don't you?
Yeah.
As long as you just don't rock the boat.
Well, we try not to centrally plan things in the United States.
Yeah,
that's our system's best thing, is we let people keep some of their money and do that. Most of the countries want to put intellectuals or whoever, nepotism people in charge in these bureaucratic positions, and that's where we get all these dumb ideas that people are not accountable for. Like if you're a politician, you can just try something. Like, well, let's just try this weird economic idea, and then it fails and people die or they can't eat. And then what happens to that person? Nothing. Right. And that's partly why our system has so many flaws in it. No matter what system you have in government, there's going to be cunts that want to tell you what to do.
Right. And I feel like that's the whole thing, right? Like we could sit here and
you don't need a leader,
but like,
where are you going? Are you going on safari? Why do you need a leader?
I don't need a leader. I don't want a leader, but that's just the way it is. If I met the president today, I wouldn't be like, oh my God, it's the president. I don't give a fuck that someone's been, like.
There would have been a rubber glove up your ass, so you probably would have been a little different than that to meet the president. Rubber gloves.
We have it. We as in
sign me up.
Like this country. I don't want to sound like a patriot, but we're pretty.
Oh, how terrible!
If you think where things are in other countries and where we used to be, for other people, for most people, it's gotten a lot better. Obviously, things can always be better, but it's way better than it was.
Is it possible that we got better despite government? Like the
government had nothing to do with it. We forced the government to do it.
The ingenuity of this country, because we take the world's brilliant people come here and they invent things and they create stuff despite government.
Yeah, sure.
I mean, government gets in the way of modern technology and medicine.
So are you saying just get rid of the government?
I mean,
because what would that do?
I think that we as people in the modern society could learn how to cooperate without coercion, or at least minimize it to the point. I mean, we're not children. Some of us are. We have to run at the slowest pace, I guess. But there's a lot of really cool ideas that we don't talk about in the United States that don't have to do with government taking care of us in every way, or even in many ways. So it'd be fun to have those conversations as Americans.
To me, it just seems crazy. Like it's like you have to start over with that ideal. You know what I mean? Like, there's no way that happens now. Like, what you're saying is all great, but how do you undo what we've done to get to that place? You can't do it.
I think that just encompasses the whole thing. Every cow example sounded fucking terrible.
Yeah, it does. It does.
And unless you start over with what you're proposing and everyone's in agreement that that's the way it is, then I agree. You have a fully functioning system, but you have to undo thousands of years of everything to get to where you're at, and you expect everyone to get on board. It's just not going to happen.
Yeah.
Well, I don't expect anybody to do anything. I expect us to keep repeating history over and over again and keep beating those dead cows till they're glue. Mm-hmm. All right.
Well, thank you, Zach.
My pleasure. Sorry for all the cringe.
No, thanks for dragging some cows in here.
Good times.
Yeah, I mean, I like a glass of
moving on.
I like a glass of milk as much as the next guy.
What kind of milk do you like?
No, I don't. When's the last time you had a glass of milk?
20 years.
Yeah, you used a glass of milk type of fella?
I used to. Yeah, I used to.
Back in high school. I think that was just all marketing. My parents were like, "This is for your bones." Like, you know what also is? This one pill would do that.
But like, if you're having breakfast, like a cold glass of milk's pretty good.
Have you ever thought about how weird it is that humans drink milk?
Oh yeah,
it's so weird.
We're the only creature that drinks the milk of
another animal, like an almond.
Oh, that's what I was gonna say. Something. Oh yeah, I was gonna say.
I've got nipples. Can you milk me?
I was gonna say that. So like, we all agree that we're animals, right?
Yep.
Like that's
hell yeah.
That's so.
Bunch of fucking animals.
If you look at the animal kingdom, look at how other animals are.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what if we were like that?
What if we had to suck the milk straight from a cow's tits?
What if we were just out there like, I'm hungry, I'm gonna go kill this guy, and there was no repercussion for it?
Well,
I think we've had some periods in time where we were like that.
Well, yeah, I'm talking about now, because essentially, like, we're trying to take this ideal and then jam it into today's society.
Yeah.
Like, that doesn't work, right?
No.
You just go kill a guy because you...
What we've learned is that none of this is as simple as we all wish it was.
Well, most of our lives is anarchy. Like, you didn't choose your wife because someone coerced you. You didn't choose your friends. You didn't choose your occupation or what you're going to eat. 99% of your life is anarchy. And it's a natural human state to have anarchy. And just our ancestors decided we're all crazy and can't be trusted. And so here we are with crazy, can't be trusted people in charge of us.
Okay.
That's my 2 cents.
I got you. Okay. Well, let's take a look at some good news for this week. Let's let our listeners sit with some cow talk and do some good news for this week. Does that sound good? Mm-hmm. All right. Hey, Zach!
So you're telling me there's a chance?
Hooray, we aren't doomed.
Yeah! So you guys know about the plastic bag ban, right? Right? You guys live in Washington. You have to pay for bags?
Oh, yeah.
I lived in California. They did that a long time ago.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, it's 8 cents. Come on.
Okay, great. I like that. I like that. But I'm just going to throw a little stat out here because I know how it is annoying and it's a new habit. And it's nice to come on the back end of Zach's lap time with this topic. But the plastic bag ban, these are stats that show that, it's actually working. It has prevented billions of bags from being used. Report finds.
Yeah.
Billions of bags. And then I started doing research about how many bags are there? So it turns out billions of bags is not a lot.
It's not?
Not even close.
Compared to what?
Trillions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But still. It's something.
I was reading this and I was like, that sounds good. And then I started looking up other the single-use plastic bags that are used worldwide. It's just trillions. And the difference between 3 billion and even just 1 trillion is so small.
Yeah, because it's 1,000 billions to get to a trillion, right?
And it's not just one, it's trillions of plastic bags. It's a fucking disaster. But over the past several years, U.S. cities and states have passed hundreds of policies restricting the sale and distribution of single-use plastic bags. A new report says these laws have largely succeeded. I'm going to put an asterisk right there, in their goal of reducing plastic bag use. The report, co-published by 3 nonprofits, Environmental America, U.S. Public Interest Research Group, Education Fund, and Frontier Group, draws on industry and government data to suggest that plastic bag bans can eliminate nearly 300 single-use plastic bags per person per year. And I will say, at least here in Washington, even just 8 cents, I will stuff more shit into one bag.
For sure.
Like
pockets.
It does make you think. And like, I'm not going to be like, I'm just going to use more bags, because it's just a checkpoint to be like, I could just bag this up and put it over here and then lie about how many bags I used on the on the self-checkout.
It hasn't changed mine.
I would never do that. I know, but that's just like I want to talk about too. Like, it's there, and it's not about the 8 cents. It's about it like, you're like, all right, all this shit from this bag, it could fit in this bag.
That's how I was before the ban. Like, I want to take the least amount of bags, so I just jam the bread with the bananas and.
But the the point of this is, it goes back to like just talking about the way things are, right? And you mentioned a little bit about like, well, that's just the way it is. Like, would you rather? It's like. But also, this is going to be one of the things from not just our generation, but a couple generations from now, they're going to be like, everyone just got fucking plastic bags from the store. Like, you just couldn't bring your own bag. Mm-hmm. I could totally bring my own bag, and I fucking don't.
Doesn't it feel weird to bring your own bag? You feel like you're stealing. You're like, I didn't steal this bag. I bought this canvas bag. It says your stupid store on it, but I bought it yesterday or 10 weeks ago.
I mean, before we know it, grocery stores aren't going to exist. Like, they're just going to get phased out, and all your shit you want is going to get brought to your house, and it won't get brought in fucking plastic bags, right? So, I mean, I know that this is a short-term fix, banning plastic bags, but I mean, our kids, and then for sure, our kids' aren't going to be going to fucking grocery stores anymore.
There could be a 3D printing their groceries.
There's just, they're going to be out, just like everything else. You just don't have to go anymore. It'll show up at your fucking house within 1 hour of the time you tap something on your phone, or just think about it, and a banana will show up at your house an hour later.
God, we have a banana. Ding dong.
Ding dong, banana. Hi, banana guy.
Took you so long.
Hello, Banana Joe here. Only the freshest bananas from Banana Joe. Joy banana bag. But so, I mean, this is a short-term fix, but I will say that how weird is it that we can't just, all of us, bring a bag to the store, leave it in your car, and you're like, you're telling me I have to bring a canvas bag into my house and then get my groceries out of it, and then you want me to remember to bring my canvas bag back out to my car.
All that with a dick in my ass.
All that with a dick in my ass? But, like, it's so petty. But just the way we're raised, you're like, no, I'm not. You just don't, you're like, I'm just going to use the plastic ones that are at the store.
We have them at home. I just forget.
I know.
It's not that I don't want to do it. I just forget.
But it's so dumb. Like, it's such a dumb excuse. All of us just dumping plastic bags everywhere. Mm-hmm. It really is dumb. But it's just the way you're raised. Like, the store has bags. I'll put my stuff in the store bags.
I remember in California,
you could totally just bring your bag.
When they passed that law, I watched a guy kind of flip out at the lady, and he just carried like 2 carts worth of shit out. He's like, I'll carry it. I'm coming back for the second time. It's like, all right, that's fair.
Okay, weirdo.
I think it's healthy for people to move past the way they were raised.
Oh, absolutely.
Like you can say, oh, it's just the way I was raised. It seems like that's just your excuse to keep doing whatever that thing is.
Reject the 2 cows.
It's like, just, if you don't want to do it anymore, you don't have to do it.
Right.
Just because you were raised that way.
I know.
Like,
but I don't have an excuse. I do the same thing. I have some canvas bags. They're not in my fucking car. Mm-hmm. It's so dumb.
Well, here's the thing. You can't just leave it in your car. Because if you take it into the store, you bring it into the house,
That's what I was
to
just
drop
saying.
your groceries off. So you would have to put the canvas bag back in your car.
That's what I was just making a joke about.
Oh, were you?
Yeah, and you're like, I'm not fucking going back out there, put my bag back, so I don't forget it next time I go to the store.
I didn't say that.
No, I did.
Oh.
That's what I was joking about.
Oh, okay.
You're like, so I bring the bag in, and I put the groceries in the fridge. You're like, fuck, I bring his bag back out to the car.
You could
All
just hang it by the
30
door.
seconds.
Yeah, hang it next to your
There's
keys.
so many things you could do, and we all don't
Yeah.
fucking do it.
I know.
It's so dumb. All right, let's move off to a website I came across, and I'm so excited to show this to you.
Okay.
All right. Zach.
The internet is pretty wild. Depending on your browsing habits, you can either experience something super cool or go to prison. Crazy, right? Let's check it out together as a couple. Hey, look what I found.
Yes! That's awesome! This is a wonderful website. Not going to be able to cover a lot of it. I recommend that you go to this website, which is easy to remember, because it's called thingsmygirlfriendandIhavearguedabout.com.
Looks like 1996.
Oh my god.
It's just, it looks like something built in GeoCities days.
Yeah, dude.
And it is so fucking funny. It is 100% biased, written by the husband. And just some examples, and then he gets into more lengthy arguments they had. But he's he has a little setup what the page is around. He goes, "Oh, examples, okie dokie. We have argued about the way one should cut a kiwi fruit in half. Leaving the kitchen open door 3 times a day, that one minimum. Best way to hang up washing. Those little toothpaste speckles you make when you brush your teeth in front of the mirror." 2-fingered Kit Kat, I eat 2-fingered Kit Kats like I eat any other chocolate bar of that size, without feeling the need to snap them into 2 individual fingers first. Margaret accused me of doing this deliberately to annoy her. The amount of time I spent on the computer, okay, that's fair.
That's what's funny about that is if she's got a problem, why don't you break them in half? Of course you're going to keep doing that.
Our firstborn's name, Jonathan, then when that was settled, the next one, it says how to pronounce our firstborn's name, our telephone number, but it just goes on and on. It is so
the TV remote
and where to put it. And he goes into some investigative journalism about all this type of shit. Which one? Oh yeah. See if you can spot the difference between these 2 statements. A, those trousers make your backside look fat. B, you're a repelling obese old hag upon whom I'm compelled to heap insults and derision. Depression. The font is so small I can't when I plug it into my computer, it fucking shrinks it way down. Depressingly far removed from the stupid, squeaky, pocket-sized English woman who make up the vast catalog. Maybe the acoustics are really bad in the dining room or something. She keeps making me carry tampons around. Here, have these just in case. Oh, why can't you carry them? I got no pockets. Then, of course, I forget about them. And the next time I'm meeting the Duchess of Kent or someone, I pull a handkerchief out of my pocket and shower feminine hygiene products everywhere. She really overreacts whenever she catches me wearing her underwear. And he goes on to talk about whenever we go to anywhere, it's like the kitchen, the bathroom, Scotland, we inevitably want to stand in the exact same spot. And he starts talking about how he's like, my way of dealing with it is I stand behind her and mutter under my breath. Her way of dealing with it is shoulder charging me out of the way. And it just goes on and on. And the further you go back in this catalog, if you're in a relationship, it is so funny of just having this guy. I picture him, it's like an argument happens and he goes, and he just puts his specs on and just opens up his laptop and he's like, "What are you writing?" Nothing. Don't worry about it.
Isn't marriage? Isn't it basically all it is someone you love but you don't like? You know what I mean? Just why are we together? We love each other, but we fight over everything.
Like you said, just live in separate houses.
Yeah. It's I love you. I wouldn't want to be with anybody else. But I don't want to see you right now. But no, there are certain verbal shortcuts to a lot of our arguments. Sure, we could ease into things, build up momentum slowly, but that's wasteful when you can fit 3 arguments in the time the slow burn approach would take to brew only one. So we often favor more of a dragster style 0 to argument in 1 second approach. Thus, over the years, ways to ensuring a spitting, scratching road with just 1 sentence would have polished to a high shine. That's funny.
For example, Margaret once said to me, "Am I your favorite woman in the world? The world? I mean, really?" Other times she'll lay mines so we can explode into an argument later with a minimum amount of run-up. She'll go all out over her shoulder as she closes the door. Call, you can vacuum the house if you want. It just goes on and on. Anyway, so again, it's things my girlfriend and I have argued about.com. Go check it out. There's so much there. Way too much to get into. Let's hear from some of our listeners.
In the world?
In the world?
I've met maybe 200 women.
Yeah.
And you're not even the best out of those 200.
You're talking a 0.0001% of women I've met.
You're the one we just ended up together.
I mean, I think you're pretty neat.
Yeah.
Right? Don't get me wrong. You're a neat gal.
Mm-hmm.
But in the world, probably not.
Like even your best friend, like your dude friend or your girlfriend, there, like if you met everybody in the world, there most likely is a person that you would even be better friends with.
Yeah.
You're the best friends out of the people you know.
Out of the people you just happen to run into.
Yeah. So
there you go. You're welcome. I love you. Good night.
Yeah. And if you think there's something beyond that, I'm sorry, I can't help you.
I can't help you. Anyway, have you seen the TV remote?
If you guys would just put it back where it belongs, I do that with my kids all the time. We have extra remotes in the fucking drawer. And then I go to find a remote and then I go check that, and those are even gone because no one puts it back by the TV.
It's the worst.
And I get all upset, and then my wife gets mad at me for getting upset. I'm like, I want the remote.
I remember that about pacifiers when the kids were small. Like, couldn't find a pacifier, so you just immediately go grab a new pacifier. It's like, well, where did the fucking one go?
Yeah.
Like, if you're just going to do this forever?
That's what she does. She'll go.
It's here somewhere.
She's like, we have extra ones in the drawer. I'm like, those are extra.
Those are extra. We haven't even tried.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, but I know where one is. Let's go get that one. It's like, no, how about the one that we originally had that has to be somewhere fucking here? Let's give it a shot. Oh, here it is. Okay, glad we didn't use the fucking extra one because it was just here in the couch cushion. All right, we're ready to go.
Just when you're done watching TV, put it up on the fucking table or wherever it goes.
All right, let's hear from some of the kids.
Okay.
Excited about it. Zach!
All right, let's hear what you guys think.
Really? You want to talk to me? Wow, that's cool.
All right, Yosef.
Hello, tell me about
Our
it.
first email was sent in by our fucking daughter, Carrie. Or Kari. I don't know. Maybe she's like one of those people. It's Kari.
It's a soft day.
Oh, Kari. Hiya, daddies and cellar dweller creepy uncle. That's a great intro.
Nice.
I have a funny-ish hookup story. Whenever he finished, she gets right into.
Anyway, so his dick was. He's like, whoa, what?
Anyway, so his balls are up in my anus.
So he's fucking my lamp.
Whenever he finished, he would say something totally random but hilarious. To be continued. Good game. Respawn. The first time he says, ta-da, like a goddamn magician. Well, his birthday was like 2 weeks after this, so I bought him a shirt that had a lovely catchphrase, had his lovely catchphrase on it. Well, he ended up ghosting me, so I waited a while and said, hey, Houdini, show's over. I got a good laugh out of the whole thing. You fucktards better too. P.S. If anal reads this, may be wonderful. That's funny.
What the confidence to just be? I mean, I say purposefully.
I'm sorry.
Sometimes after sex, when I'm done crying, I'll wipe my tears and I'll be like, "You can just go."
Yeah.
But have the confidence, just be like, "Respawn."
Mm-hmm. Well,
show's over.
For me, it's usually like, oh, sorry, that was so early. I'll just give me 10 and I'll be ready to go again. And then
the second time's always better. Just stick with me.
No, they're like, 10 minutes, the mood's gone. So then we don't have to do it again.
To be continued.
Mm-hmm.
Who is this guy? Good game.
Slaps her on the ass. Good game.
Good game. Yeah.
Make me a sandwich.
That was. I think I've done that one.
Okay.
Like hell yeah, bro.
What if he dunks her with the Gatorade at the end of the game?
Right. Yeah. the whole ice bucket,
the whole bed.
If you're together for a while and you've developed that rapport and kind of like inside jokes, it's one thing.
But just out the gate, with
your first date, you're like, oh, ta-da,
ta-da. Anyway,
yeah, you have to be very confident that she got hers too, because the first time you guys hook up, it's just like a minute of sex. He's like, oh, ta-da, and she's laying there like, I haven't even felt anything
He's
yet.
like, to be continued.
I
mean, you had sex after those. I mean, just kept having sex. That's a lot of catchphrases. So
yeah,
he must have been good. He must have been doing something right to put up with that shit. Our second email is coming in from our murderous daughter, Nicole, who writes, hi, daddies. I want to tell you about something stupid I did at my old job.
Okay.
I was a project coordinator for a kitchen design company, so basically I did all the bitch work behind the scenes, including the actual design work. During this moment of dumbassery, I was working on a design for a married couple, so both names were on the floor plan. The salesperson was meeting with them and left the appointment to hand me the design with the husband's name crossed out and RIP, R-I-P, written above it, telling me to change it. I was horrified at the callousness while having a customer who died, but I took the name off and sent it back out. Yeah, he wasn't dead. His name was John or James or something, but he went by RIP. Thankfully, he thought it was funny, but my salesperson absolutely did not. The worst part is I asked multiple coworkers about it before I made the change, and they all assumed the same thing I did. Oops. Nicole. Just scratch it out and be like, no, he did.
How do you not, like, if you're the person that's making that request, how do you not be like, I know this seems weird, but he's not dead.
Right, he's not dead.
I would lead with that.
He goes by RIP.
Yeah.
Also, what?
Like Rip Taylor?
Yeah, you got to be doing some cool shit to have it go by RIP.
Yeah.
Rip Torn, remember him?
Rip Torn?
Is that a porn star?
He's an actor.
Yeah, he was the Rip Torn was the guy in the wheelchair. And you could dodge a wrench,
you can dodge a ball.
Yeah. Rip Torn, I love that name.
Yeah, that's awesome.
He was ripped and torn.
Was it a real name? Rip Torn?
I doubt it.
Yeah, actor name.
Probably actor name.
Anyway, yeah, the
Rip Taylor was the guy that went.
We've covered coworkers that don't have a sense of humor, and I would not survive in those situations. So.
Especially, something like that. Oh,
yeah, too much. Well, that's show 88, guys. Good to be back from vacation, back in the saddle.
Michael Irvin.
Yeah. If you want to sign up, be part of the gaggle, access to the bonus content and access to the exclusive merch and merch discounts, ad-free episodes, all that kind of stuff and more. Patreon.com/CanYouDon'tPodcast. Of course, we got the socials. You can go follow us there. Got the YouTube channel for the video version. Maybe should we do a confessions or something maybe next week? If you want to send in your confession, get something off your chest along with anything else, that email
or if you
address.
want something on your chest.
Oh, nice. Hey guys, you fucking ta-da!
Yeah.
Hey guys at Can You Don't
Where
Podcast.
did it go? It's on your titties.
Find your ear. Hey guys at CanYouDon'tPodcast.com. Rate and review us if you listen to this on a platform that allows for that kind of stuff. And then check out everything Uncle Zach does. Communist Uncle Zach! Thanks for producing today's show, and everything he does can be found at scatcast.com. That's scat with the K.
New season of Scat Tunes right now.
Now every time we're like, oh, Commie Zach, he's going to picture some little... what it was the title? What were we talking about again?
Cows.
No. You said every time we call you a commie, you picture...
cows.
Is that what it is? I thought...
I forgot what I said now.
I don't even know.
You were like, there was like some little kids in a thing. Like every time you guys call me, I picture that now. Anyway.
Oh, yeah, Cambodia.
Yeah, Cambodia. Yeah.
I just read about it and it's like,
the sweatshops or something.
Too much.
It's way too much.
All right, let's do a little joke.
Okay.
Try to get a little laugh out of you. Hey, Zach, would you be so nice?
Good God. Wrap it up already, huh?
Hey, guys. Did you hear about the TV antennas that got married?
I didn't.
The wedding was just okay, but the reception was terrific.
Yeah, I like that one. That's good.
You get it?
Yeah, I do.
All right, bonus content keeps going. If not, if you guys don't do that kind of stuff, we'll see you guys next week.
Bye.
Bye.